Pressure can bring out the very best in golfers, but sometimes, it also reveals raw emotion in the heat of competition. That was exactly the case for Justin Thomas during the second round of the 2026 Truist Championship at Quail Hollow Club, where the two-time major champion let his frustration boil over in a moment that instantly went viral. Golf fans watching the live broadcast witnessed Thomas unleash a loud expletive after a disappointing tee shot on the par 3 13th hole. The emotional outburst quickly became one of the most talked about moments of the day, highlighting the growing pressure surrounding the former world number one as he searches for consistency ahead of next week's PGA Championship. Thomas began his second round on Quail Hollow's back nine, hoping to make an early move up the leaderboard. The 177-yard 13th hole appeared manageable on paper, but things quickly unraveled after he misfired off the tee. Instead of finding the green, his ball drifted off target and buried itself in the bunker, leaving the American visibly furious. As the shot landed in the sand, microphones near the tee box captured Thomas shouting a loud "FKU" in frustration. While the comment was clearly directed at the shot rather than anyone specifically, the moment immediately grabbed attention from viewers and social media alike. For a player of Thomas's caliber, expectations remain incredibly high every single week he tees it up. That intensity was written all over his face as he watched another opportunity slip away at a tournament he desperately wanted to dominate. Despite the emotional reaction, Thomas managed to regain his composure remarkably well. His bunker shot left him approximately 12 inches from the cup, turning what could have been a disastrous hole into a gritty par save. It was a reminder of why he remains one of the most talented players on the PGA Tour even during periods of inconsistency. Still, the emotional eruption painted a larger picture of the mental battle Thomas appears to be fighting this season. This wasn't the first time the 32-year-old has found himself scrambling from difficult positions recently. Just weeks earlier, Thomas endured another uncomfortable moment while defending his title at the 2026 RBC Heritage held at Harbour Town Golf Links. During that event, Thomas found his ball plugged awkwardly in a bunker on the par 4 16th hole. Forced into an unusual stance, he dropped to one knee to execute the shot. While the recovery looked awkward, Thomas still managed to save par and escape serious damage. What stood out, however, was the difference in his demeanor compared to Quail Hollow. At Harbour Town, Thomas handled the adversity calmly and professionally. This week, the frustration appeared far more intense, a sign that the pressure may be mounting as the PGA Championship rapidly approaches. There are understandable reasons for Thomas's growing urgency. The former FedEx Cup champion entered the Truist Championship after another disappointing showing at the 2026 Cadillac Championship. Although there were flashes of solid golf, Thomas admitted afterward that significant improvements were still needed if he hoped to compete consistently against golf's elite. Following the event, Thomas took to Instagram to share an honest assessment of his performance. Week 1 of 3 in a row in the books. Was a hot one at Cadillac Championship. A lot of good, plenty to improve. Excited to get back to Charlotte for Truist Championship at a course I have great memories at. Let's get it, he wrote. The message reflected both optimism and frustration. Thomas clearly believed Quail Hollow could help reignite his form given his strong history at the course. After all, Quail Hollow has produced several memorable moments in his career, including victories and standout performances against world-class competition. Because of that history, expectations surrounding Thomas this week have been enormous, both externally and internally. Even though he remained near the top portion of the leaderboard for stretches of the tournament, his visible frustration suggested he still feels far from his best. Elite golfers often judge themselves by much stricter standards than fans or analysts do, and Thomas appears no different. Every missed fairway, poorly struck iron, or squandered birdie chance seems magnified right now because of what lies ahead. The PGA Championship is now just days away, and Thomas knows time is running short to fine-tune his game. For a player who already owns 2 PGA Championship victories, expectations naturally increase whenever a major season arrives. Thomas has built a reputation throughout his career as one of golf's fiercest competitors. His passion, energy, and emotional intensity have often fueled his greatest performances. But that same fire can sometimes spill over publicly when results don't match expectations. Golf remains one of the most mentally demanding sports in the world. Unlike team sports where players can lean on teammates after mistakes, golfers are left alone with their thoughts for 4 straight hours. Every poor shot lingers. Every missed putt replays mentally. And for perfectionists like Thomas, frustration can build quickly. That reality makes emotional outbursts more common than many casual fans realize. Over the years, several legendary players, including Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and Rory McIlroy, have all displayed visible frustration during tournaments. Microphones positioned around courses now capture nearly every reaction, making emotional moments impossible to hide. For Thomas, the viral moment may ultimately become just another footnote in a long PGA Tour season. Yet it also serves as evidence of how badly he wants to rediscover his best form before the year's second major championship. The encouraging sign for Thomas supporters is that his game still appears close. Even during difficult stretches, he continues producing flashes of brilliance. His recovery shot from the bunker on the 13th hole perfectly illustrated that point. Many golfers would have walked away with bogey or worse after such a poor tee shot. Thomas instead salvaged par through pure skill and touch. That ability to recover remains one of the strongest parts of his game. However, competing for majors requires far more than occasional brilliance. Consistency off the tee, sharp iron play, and emotional control all become critical under major championship pressure. Thomas understands that better than most players on tour. With Quail Hollow representing his final tune-up before the PGA Championship, every round carries added importance. Fans, analysts, and even Thomas himself are searching for signs that his game is trending upward at exactly the right moment. Whether the emotional outburst becomes motivation or another distraction remains to be seen. One thing is certain, few players in golf care more deeply about winning than Justin Thomas. His reaction on the 13th hole may have been controversial, but it also revealed the intense competitive fire that has helped him become one of the sport's biggest stars. Now, with another major championship looming, all eyes will remain firmly fixed on Thomas to see whether he can channel that emotion into a statement performance on golf's biggest stage.